Welcome back to the Chug Life Podcast. I'm your host, Om Patel, and today we have a special guest.
My name is Carson. What's going on, guys?
All right, so today we're going to talk about the infamous OG parties at Om's grandma.
I miss them.
House.
Beautiful.
So, all right, so the first question I'm going to ask you before we get into it is, what got us into throwing parties at my grandma's house?
Nice little starting question. All right. Well, it was a combination of just having a bunch of friends want to get down. It was my sophomore year. It was your junior year. So we had a bunch of connections. I went to a different school than this guy. So I had my school and my friends, my whole friend group. Yeah. And he had his school and all of his friends. So I'm trying to remember the first party that ever went down. I don't know if I remember the very first one.
What would you say is your craziest memory from the parties?
Craziest memory? JJ pulled a gun one time.
Yeah.
JJ pulled a gun in the middle of the house. There were no shots fired.
Yeah, we got his mag away, yeah.
This guy thought he was just being tough.
All right.
It's crazy.
So, how do we usually, plan these parties? Or, how did they start off? If I was to say, how did the night start off?
How did the night... Okay, well, it'd be the boys. We'd be at the house. No one would be home. No one would be they're out for the weekend or they're out for the week. So someone would just post on their story. They'd be like, hey, open crib, swipe up, see who wants to go. Everyone would just start responding. People would just start flooding in, and before that, the number would just...
you have 250 people in the house.
Next thing you know, there's 200 people in the house. People just start inviting other people and just start going off.
Was there ever a time that we almost got caught, and what happened?
There were actually many times that we got caught. There were many times where cops showed up. I think probably through over 30 parties, something like that. And
at least 10 plus times cops came.
Yeah, at least, yeah, definitely I'd say over 5. And every single time they left without a problem. And it was shocking.
To talk it out.
There were always people that were part of the main group though that remained sober. So there was at least 1 or 2 people that were ready to talk to cops. And so we always made sure we had that plan. And Owen was always really good with it, too. You'd always go out and de-escalate that situation. I saw that a couple of times.
What would you say is the wildest thing that ever happened?
The wildest
if you had to
thing?
single out a single moment from the hole in the wall to the grandma scooter.
There was a hole in the wall. That was pretty crazy. I mean, I'd say the craziest thing would just be that one party where we had... in that small house, there were 250 people there. I think it was after a prom or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It was either a prom or it was
it was a prom after party. And it wasn't even our prom's high school. It was prom's high school, and we were fuck it, we'll do an after party.
Yeah, we threw an after party for... Yeah, whose high school was it?
I think it was O'Connor.
Yeah, we threw the party for O'Connor's high school. And
all right, if you could relive one party, which would it be and why?
Oh, it would probably be that one. Because, oh my gosh... that party was insane. Everyone was hyped. There were no issues. And also, to mention, there was never a fight at any of our parties.
Yeah, that was one thing that I'd say.
No one ever got physical. There was never any beef at our parties. And there was that entire house was squished to the dome, but everyone was having a great time.
That's exactly what my next question was going to be. I was like, what made our parties different to any other parties that were in the area?
Our parties were free.
They were free.
We never charged for our parties.
They were vibes.
You'd always see, when you go to parties in college and things are a little bit more planned out and you get a little bit more, for example, you get free drinks. We would also give out free drinks too, which is crazy. But you charge for that. We never charged for that in high school. We thought it was dumb that you were charging money to go into somewhere that you wouldn't be able to get anything out of it.
Towards the end, the last question would be, looking back at everything about those parties, what do you think made them so special in terms of it being more than just a party?
It's because we were throwing them. It was the boys. We did it so many times, and near the end, we experienced some of the best parties, and it was because we knew what we were doing. We knew how to operate it. We knew what to do if cops showed up. I think a lot of people, what they do is... they'll just freak out when the cops show up, but we never did that. That was kind of nice.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, my friend. And I'll see you soon. And thank you very much for tuning into the Chug Life Podcast. And I'll see you guys soon.